Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Approve or disapprove items 8 through 14. These items may be approved by one motion unless any member of the Board of Education desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items.
I'd like to pull purchase order 165, but on separately.
Item 8 is ratification of warrants and encumbrance orders for the general, which would now be 162, 63, and 164.
Is there, I'm sorry, is there a motion to pull that? Was there a vote on the motion?
I'd like to make the motion to pull purchase order 165 and vote on it separately.
Second. May I have a vote, please?
Gary.
Aye.
April. Gerald.
Aye.
Cindy.
Aye.
Jeff.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Now that leaves us with item 8, ratifications of warrants and encumbrance orders for the general fund. That would now make it items 162, 163, 164, leaving out 165, and that would include 166 through 174, building fund 34 and 35, and child nutrition funds 35 and 36. Item 9, ratification of general payroll 50,029 through 50,170, and child nutrition payroll 50,012 and 50,013. Approval of Board of Education minutes for November 7th, 2011 and November 16th, 2011. Reauthorization of the deregulation application for Sperry Alternative High School for the 2011-2012 school year. Approval of a $500 donation from Wilson Ranch and Excavating LLC to the Sperry Band. Approval of certified personnel employment resignations, retirements, and terminations as listed in the attached personnel report. And item 14, approval of support personnel employment resignations, retirements, and terminations as listed in the attached personnel report. So do we have a motion to approve or disapprove the consent agenda minus PO number 165?
I'll second.
Have a vote, please.
Gary.
Aye.
April. Gerald.
Aye.
Cindy.
Aye.
Jeff.
Aye. That's good. Item 165.
On the term, giving them a blanket $15,000. I just have a problem with that when the whole year last year, we spent $99 and we've never done a purchase order blanket for an attorney before. And once you do a blanket, nobody ever sees it again. Board members never see it, or anybody else ever sees it. They do open record requests, they won't see that.
So what do you spend the year before that?
Well, you know, I can tell you, April, but I can tell you one thing, that's what happens when people file frivolous lawsuits, and accuse people of things, or don't give a diploma to a young lady that shouldn't give it to her. Because we had foreign exchange students, when I had two, I didn't have a problem with it, I wasn't here to vote, but my kids got it and all the ones previous before that got it. And that's what happens when you do that. I agree with you. They were way too high. I don't have a problem with agreeing with you at all on that. That we had very expensive lawsuits. That's right, we did. But we didn't do a purchase order that way. We put it out there so anybody that wanted to come get it, they could come get it, and they knew what we were spending. And I asked to look at it today as a board member, and I was told I couldn't unless the board voted on it. So I have an open record request as an individual to look at those invoices, to look at the $725.20 purchase order. be $99 and go from $99 to a blanket for
But didn't Larry
$15,000,
Lutz
that's
say
a lot of
that he
money.
didn't charge us for
Well, then why would you
99%
not,
work?
why would you not go back with him?
He's
I-
We talked about it last
He is
week.
not, well, didn't bother, why didn't we have a
But
presentation from all board members?
What
Why
about the
didn't we
money
send
we
out
went
Jeff
through the year
Stevens?
before that? All the money we paid those attorneys
That's,
the years
that's
before that?
back, that's behind it, why are you worried about it now?
That's
Never
my
bothered
point.
you before.
Oh, no, it bothered me before.
Did it?
Yeah, I did.
Well-
Well,
Did it? For a
the
reason.
point that I might take some issue with is the fact that while I'm fully aware that we engage Rosenstein, Fist and Ringgold is our time, we have $725 here for, out of that, and in the past is, with a prior superintendent, the board was made aware as a whole of what the district was looking at, legally, where those threats might be, what action might have to be taken. So that comes as a surprise to me as well. I don't fully understand. We get a packet, so it's there.
When we were told that there was no retainer fee, no anything, and I know what you're gonna say, it's no retainer fee, then why do you need a blanket for $15,000? Why not bill them, I mean, if we do stuff monthly, why don't we pay it monthly? Put it in a purchase order like we do everything else. That's my first one.
Dr. Biggles?
Carter, would you like to make a
Yes,
motion?
that would be great.
I'd like to address a couple of things. Number one, the board did vote to approve RFR at the last meeting. We have used an attorney who's volunteered his time. You're not going to find that often. Ms. Wilson, you did send me an email requesting information as an individual. And I have an obligation to make sure that any confidential information is redacted from that prior to you getting it.
But sir, did I not send it on a personal email that I use just as a board? I do not use that as a
At
personal.
you from your house acting on a Monday morning, not in board meeting, you're not a board member.
Well, that's fine, because you got a request right there as an individual,
I know
like
what,
you asked me to do.
I know what the $700 fee is for.
I understand.
And Mr. Morrell, I believe I sent an email out that talked about a possible due process hearing for an employee personnel issue. I think I sent a pretty lengthy email to all board members outlining potential hearing and advising you not to speak with anyone about it. So I believe I have informed you of a potential legal issue coming up. And the personnel matter that has been informed, that you have been informed about, is why we have had some attorneys working on that. You don't want to jump too far off that cliff when it comes to personnel terminations before you know what's at the bottom. And so we have had a lawyer involved. Mr. Ford has worked with that lawyer. We have received the invoice. Mr. Ford signed it. I've reviewed it. And it was a week or so ago, before I send it out to the public, I have a legal obligation to protect this district and make sure there are no names violating any confidential
So I understand
issues
that.
out there. And that's what that's about. So I take a little exception with you suggesting I haven't informed you, because I have. And Mrs. Wilson, I hope you understand I plan to fully comply with confidentiality.
I understand that, I don't have a problem with that, but could you not have called and said, or emailed me and said, Cindy, come by and you can look at it? As a board member, I'm not allowed to look at an invoice. Without board
If you
approval?
have detailed information about legal employment stuff, no, you, as just someone walking off, you're a board member now. When you're sitting at your house on a Monday morning, you just want to come down and direct us what to do, you're not a board member.
So on any invoice, we're not allowed to look at unless we're board approval, just to do with RFR.
No, that's not what I said.
I'm listening to
What I
you.
said is that it may contain confidential information about employment termination matters. The stuff you're requesting, that's what it's about. So I have an obligation to protect this district and the rights of our employees to make sure that before I release that information, anything in there that may be confidential has been blacked out or redacted. And you emailed me this morning, and I had about 15 million things on my list today, and that wasn't one I got to. You'll get the information, there's no big deal there. I just need to make sure when it's released and it gets sent out to everybody, we're not violating our rights, the rights of our employees. And I hope
You
that's
should
what,
have the
I hope that's
research,
what you,
right?
I hope that's what you expected.
Well, I do. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But I did have a problem with you not saying you can come pick it up, and we're paying it tonight. You shouldn't have to research it. When it should be right there in front of us. If there's a purchase order right there, can you not run a copy, block it out, and give it to me? If Mr. Poor has already looked at it, and you already looked over it,
When we have a pending personnel thing, I need to make sure that the stuff, the legal personnel matter, I need to make sure the stuff that's released from the district doesn't violate rights. And no, I didn't have time to go in and sit down and comply with your request today.
Do you think maybe perhaps at this time, this meeting, maybe an executive session might be one just to do us in a little bit? I did get your email, I read your email regarding the upcoming hearing. That I don't normally, with all the bullets the district has taken over the last 3 or 4 years, I have no idea what this purchase order has to do with that or anything else.
Well, the law would not allow us to go into executive session to discuss this purchase order. That's why there's an open meetings act. Now, when we have a hearing on a personnel matter, the employee can request that we have an executive session. But I could not legally have it request. The employee can request an executive session. But I could not legally put an executive session on the agenda to discuss this purchase order. Mr. Robert Smith and I both went last week to an Open Records Act, and that's one of the things they cover, whether legal reasons you can have executive session. And so the intent of me updating you through the email correspondence was to tell you that we have a legal situation going on.
So be it.
You have any questions? Yeah.
So we really need to have a vote on the PO 165.
Do we have a motion to approve or disapprove item number 165, PO number 165 for Rosenstein, Fisk, and Ringo?
I make a motion to approve purchase order 165 in the amount of $725.20 to Rosenstein